Hello, friends. This is Grace Carter, and we're on day 26, 30 days of gratitude. And today we're going to talk about appreciating our local communities. I have, at least over the last 4 years or so, lived bi-coastally. I've lived in California, where my home is, but I've also had to spend a lot of time in Virginia, where I grew up. And so I am growing more and more appreciative of local communities and the things that make them unique, the things that make them welcoming, and things to treasure about them. As you can imagine, my local community in California is very different from the community in my hometown of Richmond, Virginia, where I grew up. But even though they're very different, there are some things that are always the same. Some things you can always find in your local community. The first is shared support. When you are neighbors with someone for years and years, or someone just moves in and you go out to meet them, you begin to form a bond between yourself and your neighbor. Now, it can be positive, it can be neutral, and in some cases it can be negative, but your local community begins at that one-to-one level of your interaction with your neighbors. And I have been really blessed over my lifetime to have wonderful neighbors. Here's a second thing. In your local community, there's a shared sense of belonging. Now, when I go to Virginia and I tell people that I'm from California, they often feel sorry for me because they have heard so many negative things about life in California. I refuse to buy into that. I love my hometown in California. I love my neighbors. I love the beauty of the Bay Area where I live. And I have chosen to stay there and to add my efforts to that community. And so there's something about belonging in a place, a feeling that you're attached to it. Here's a third thing about local communities. Because I've been traveling so much, I have been able to visit so many places with, say, a coffee shop or a library or a museum, some pearl that the local people are very proud of, a place of gathering, place of community. Sometimes they're churches, sometimes they're secular places. And I have really enjoyed getting to know a place on foot by just walking the streets, going into the local places that locals go, and getting a sense of those spaces that bring people together. So I encourage you to do that. Maybe you've not done that in your own neighborhood, but there are places that are focal points of gathering for the people in your neighborhood. Find them, meet your neighbors, and begin to be a part of your local community. So I just encourage you to take a moment today to appreciate your local community, wherever it is and however you define it. Enjoy its people, its places, and shared community spirit. And then maybe find a way to give back, to add your own special spice to that mix that is your local community. I'd love to hear about it. Please like, share, comment below, and I'll be back tomorrow with day 27. Thanks. Bye.